True freedom is no longer needing to prove yourself. Today's topic: letting go of attachment. Sometimes, people don't lose to reality, they get trapped in their own attachments. The harder one tries to hold on, the faster things slip away through the fingers. Under the city lights, some stay awake all night not because they're busy, but because they can't let go. They can't let go of the love that slipped away, the dream left unfinished, or the version of themselves that should have been better. Once the mind is bound by if only, it forgets how to live in the now. Attachment is like an invisible rope. The tighter it pulls, the more it hurts. This is not weakness, nor is it failure. It's simply forgetting. Some things are meant to drift with the wind. He once believed that hard work could change everything. Up at 5, working past midnight, revising the same project again and again. His colleagues called him a word machine, but he knew what he was chasing wasn't success. It was the fear of not succeeding. The year he lost someone he loved, he told himself, if I just try harder, maybe I can win her back. So he sent messages, wrote letters, bought gifts. But all his efforts disappeared into silence. That was the moment he understood. The hardest thing is not losing, but admitting that you are powerless. Life began to feel heavy. Every day in the crowded subway, he looked at the expressionless faces around him. That emptiness spread like fog, burying everything inside him. Until one day, he found an old copy of Zhuangzi at a second-hand store. The pages were yellowed, the corners folded. He opened it casually and read, once you catch the face, forget the trap. Once you catch the rabbit, forget the snap. Once you grasp the meaning, forget the words. He paused for a long time. The trap is for catching fish, the snare for catching rabbits. If you cling to the tools, you never truly see what they were meant to bring you. In that instant, he understood. All these years, he had held on too tightly, so tight that he could no longer feel the natural flow of love. He wasn't chasing happiness anymore, he was chasing proof. Proof that he was loved, needed, worthy. But Zhuangzi once said, the perfect person has no self. The spiritual person has no achievement. The sage has no name. True freedom isn't about having everything. It's about letting go of the need to have. He closed the book and sighed deeply. He finally realized, letting go isn't losing, it's waking up. Later, he often walked along by the river. The wind rippled the surface, waves spreading outward in quiet rhythm. He no longer rushed to find answers, he simply watched the water flow. He noticed, the river never fights the rocks, yet it moves around them effortlessly. Leaves fall without asking where they land, yet they always return to the earth as being so. If one could be as soft as water, as light as a leaf, pain, too, would drift away with the wind. Letting go isn't escaping. It's allowing the heart to breathe again. It's not giving up, but understanding. Some things are not meant to be complete. Completion isn't outside of you, it's the peace within. He smiled at last. Smiled at his own stubbornness. Smiled at life's impermanence. The wind still blew, but his heart was calm. So, true liberation is not running away from pain, but seeing its root attachment. When the heart stops resisting, suffering loses its strength. Zhuangzi said, heaven and I were born together, and all things and I are one. When you move with the world instead of against it, you no longer fight your fate. Letting go isn't losing anything, it's returning to the natural rhythm of life. Like the wind that comes, like the water that flows away. Have you ever struggled to let go of something? Ever been caught in your own thoughts late at night? Perhaps the answer isn't somewhere far away, but in the moment you gently release your greed. Welcome to share your thoughts in the comments. This is Wang Nian Nian. May you find yourself in these stories and find peace in the wisdom of the Tao.